Hello and welcome on 360 Sports again. So it's time to talk about activities in the world of juicy sports and activities there. Now, I am Adeni Ajishafe. I have with me Ibrahim Mohammed, Ibrahim Yusuf.
It's all the same. It's all the same. It's all the same.
Okay, good to have you.
Yes, nice to be here.
Let's look at another side of sports in Nigeria. We have to look at NPFL. Matches will be coming up today in NPFL. We've talked about results in our earlier edition. Now let's look at the the fixtures for today. 3 matches will be coming up in the NPFL. Abia Warriors, Gombe United will be playing against Lobby Stars. You have Shooting Stars will be hosting Katsina United, and you have Abia Warriors at home against the team they will be facing. Well, those are the matches. You have to look at what will happen in these matches. Gombe Lobby. Well,
Gombe Lobby Stars is it's a bit tough to call, you understand, because both teams are not really firing on all cylinders, if we may call it like that. But it's a bit tough to call. But since Gombe is actually going to be playing at home, most likely they might have the edge.
Are you saying I'm one of those people that have home must win mentality?
Well, it is not. It's how it is. It's how the league has actually shown us over the years. Yeah, thank God things are changing a little bit now, but still, when you look at it, for matches like this that are split down the middle, you just have to call it for the home team, most especially when you're talking about the NPFL.
Shooting Stars will be at home against Katsina United, and a lot of people will expect Shooting Stars to win this game because of the fact that right now they are standing 16 or thereabout on the log, 18. So they just have to, they have to, 18 rather, they have to move up if they want to mix it. Coming to NPFL for a very long time now, coming back, they need to show that they are the Shooting Stars we used to know.
We used to know, exactly. We grew up watching Shooting Stars, you know, 3SC they were fantastic. So we just hope that they can be able to get some wins together, get a couple of results, and I hope it starts with this match, because if there's a team that we know has a large followership in Nigeria, I think it's Shooting Stars, because they've got the fan base, and they've been doing it for a while. They have been away for a while, and they're back now. So we really want to see them back where they belong, which is fighting for the title, or maybe somewhere thereabouts, but not battling relegation. But the good thing about it is just early days in the season, so hopefully they can get a run together.
Hopefully they can get it round, but at least Shooting Stars at home against Katsina will be a match that a lot of people want to see if that team can win. They've been struggling, but hopefully they can get it better. Coach Edita Goe will be facing the Katsina United in that game. And you look at Abia Warriors, where Imama and Mapa Kabo can he make statement in the match against the man that has really done well for Kwara United. Talking about Kwara United coach there. Well, that match will be coming up also today. Abia Warriors against Kwara United.
Yes, it's another interesting one to actually keep your eye on. Abia Warriors, Kwara United.
You can say Amapa Kabo versus Abdullahi Bifo.
Exactly. So that's the thing. So maybe that's where the game might be won and lost, you know, from the bench, depending on what the tactics they decide to employ. Yes, they decide to employ. But still, you may want to favor the home side a little bit. I'm going by
that Nigerian mentality. I won't stand by that mentality.
Almost.
Just be reviewing the NPFL match day 4 fixture that will be coming up today. 3 matches: Abia Warriors versus Kwara United. Abdullahi Bifo, the coach of Kwara United, is really trying to see if his lads can get the maximum point over there against Abia Warriors. Amapa Kabo will also want to show his class as a very flamboyant coach. Those are the matches. Lobby Stars versus another team there. We just have to look at Gombe United, where Zubair, as the coach there, will be facing Lobby Stars. Is it possible that Eddie Dombraye, the coach of Lobby Stars, will make statement in an away match? It's very possible. Those are the matches we quickly look at in the NPFL match day 4. Now we digress away from NPFL. Let's look at the English Premier League. A lot of matches that was played. A lot of fans of Chelsea, they will be happy for the fact that they were able to hold their own against Liverpool. 2-1. Manchester City against Arsenal. 2-1. Tottenham Hotspur against Watford. They pipped them by a lone goal. West Ham United and they're 3-2 against Crystal Palace, while Aston Villa lost away to Brentford. Brighton and Hove Albion, they defeated Everton by 3-2, and you look at Leeds United, they defeated Burnley by 3-1. Liverpool versus Chelsea. The African brothers, you have to look at those guys. They are really on fire right now. Mohamed Salah and not forget the Senegalese brother, Mane, who also did well for that team. Chelsea, they did well. Kovacic helping them, and you have to look at how they played that game. Chelsea versus Liverpool. Liverpool were really making sense. I never expected Chelsea to come back.
Yes, a lot of people actually wrote Chelsea off at one point in that match, but it was an absolute classic. It's one of the matches that actually make people want to watch the Premier League. It was an absolute classic match, and I think it's a fair result for it and 2-2.
It was a fair result, getting that at least those 2 goals to make it 2-2.
Exactly.
They shared the span. That point they share now has actually propelled them to be at least they are second on the log.
Yes, they are second on the log, but that actually means that Manchester City get to extend their own
by
lead
10 extra,
by 10 points. You understand? So having a 10-point buffer at the top of the Premier League in the midway part of the season, I mean, it's
that
massive.
statement is now catch us if you can.
Exactly. So they're actually setting the pace, and we saw how they played against Arsenal. Arsenal came out in the first half. They were trying to overrun Manchester City, and they played a very good first half, and well, at the end of the day it petered out and they got the rub of the green, some calls that might be controversial and whatnot, but Manchester City came up tops in that one, winning 2-1, and that gives them the 10-point buffer that they actually have right now, and Liverpool and Chelsea helping them by drawing.
Well, if you look at West Ham also they were able to win their own game, even though it was an away game, although it doesn't apply in England. 3-2 against Crystal Palace.
Yes.
Would you say the effect of not having the manager Vieira finally, although their lax man, he wasn't at the pitch, but now this one, Crystal Palace, one of the teams that so far this season they've been able to speak of some surprises, but against West Ham, Moyes was able to get his rhythm back. Actually,
I was thinking that Palace would have done better. You know, they could have started the game better. They could have started this game stronger, maybe on the front foot, and even playing at home. I think against the
support of their players,
the teams and whatnot, and
fans,
and having West Ham, that the form has been patchy of recent. So
they dropped a bit.
Yeah, exactly. So I thought they would have been able to be more galvanized and come out firing all cylinders, but they left it too late. You understand? They were 3 goals down, and then they tried to come back. They scored 2 goals, and narrowly missed getting an equalizer, which would have changed a lot of things. But they left it too late, and I think on the whole, West Ham deserved it because they started better. They took their chances, and it's a good one for Moyes.
A good one for Moyes there, looking at the EPL, rather, English Premier League for the match day 21. A lot of matches that was played there, and we just have to look at those matches that was played in England. Now, let's quickly look at, there will be matches also, although before we look at the match, let's look at the way the table stands now. Looking at the way English Premier League table is standing, I think Man City are leading with extra 10 points. 10 points. Yes. 10 points.
Yes, and this is the halfway part of the season. So if you're halfway there,
that should be like how many matches to go? That should be like 60 or so.
Yes, exactly. So and they have a 10 points.
17 matches to go.
And the thing is, do they look like losing? They actually don't. That is the problem. You know, Manchester City don't look like losing. They don't look like dropping points. Even when they're not playing well, they still manage to get the win that they need. You know, I think they're like on an 11 or 12 match winning streak right now, which is phenomenal when you're playing in a league like the Premier League. You understand? So they don't look like losing. Even when they're not playing well, they manage to get the results. And that's what champions are made of. You can win matches even when you're not playing well.
The points between Chelsea and Manchester United and Chelsea right now is 10 good points as it is. I think Manchester City are really they are ready to, and someone said that immediately if anything from December, if Man City tops the table, they want to win it.
Yes, well, and if bearing any unforeseen dip in form for Manchester City, which we don't see it on the horizon now, well, anything could happen, you know. They could have a raft of injuries, suspensions, and with the COVID coming in, a lot of things could actually change. Bearing something like that, really, I don't see anybody for now being able to catch Manchester City. Closest challenges, Chelsea, Liverpool. Chelsea, Liverpool, now they cancelled each other out yesterday, we saw that. And they don't really, they don't look like it. you know. And when AFCON comes, the big weeks go to play. There's no Salah, there's no Mane, and a host of other players as well. I really think it's going to be difficult for Liverpool to do something against Manchester City right now.
Well, let's look at some matches that will be coming up today in the English Premier League. A match. Manchester United versus Wolverhampton Wanderers. Manchester United lately are going through some internal crisis, which a lot of people don't even know. Ronaldo, Ragnick, and all the other players. Do you see them winning this match against Wolverhampton Wanderers?
Yes, well, you see, the problem is you have to look at Wolves' form as well. Wolves' form this season has not been that fantastic. You know, they have not been the Wolves. Season. Exactly, they have not been the Wolves that we knew before with the Portuguese flavour and whatnot. You know, maybe a Nuno going actually upset them a little bit, upset the balance. The new manager came in, got a couple of very poor results at the beginning. Then he picked up at one point, you know, got a couple of wins together, and now their form is still. It's neither here nor there. So maybe that is something that might help Manchester United. Manchester United, they have the players. They have the talented players. They have everything going for them. But unfortunately, there are lots of things going on in the back room that are not really favouring them. The change of manager, lots of big egos to manage in the dressing room, players wanting to leave, you know, and all that. So those are the things that might affect them. But going by Wolves' form, I think Manchester United can be able to use that to their advantage and maybe get one over them.
Manchester United Wolverhampton Wanderers match will be coming out today in the English Premier League. That's the only match will be coming up, and now we just let the best team win. Let's go to La Liga, La Liga Santander, Primera La Liga Santander, anyone you want to call it. Let's look at some results over the weekend where Real Madrid, they were shocked. Yes. They were shocked. They were beaten by Getafe in the same city of Madrid. It was a derby, but Getafe they were able to win this. Valencia against Espanyol ended 2-1 in favor of Espanyol. Atletico Madrid defeated Rayo Vallecano by 2-0. Granada against Elche ended draw there. Real Sociedad against Alaves, it was 1-0 draw. While Celta de Vigo, they did well. They won 2-0, silencing Real Betis. While Real Mallorca, it was a good one for Barcelona to have pipped them by a long goal, and they won that encounter there. Well, Real Madrid against Getafe, it has always been a battle. Anytime Getafe faced Real Madrid in the city of Madrid, always a derby. But this time around, taking us back to when Nigerian Samuel Uche Kalu used to play for that team. Exactly. It was a tough one. So this one, they won.
Yes, you know, we always say this about derbies. When you're playing a derby, form goes out the window. There's no form, there's no reputation. It goes out the window. You understand? Because every team will want to have the local bragging rights. No matter how small a team is, you know, when you look at the size of Real Madrid and you use the size of Getafe, you can't really measure them when you're talking about it on paper. But it's a derby, and you can't really predict how a derby goes. And nobody actually expected that Getafe will get one over Real Madrid, and with the form Real Madrid is on right now. And, well, I think they were on an 11-match unbeaten run, and to lose against Getafe in that derby, I mean, it hurts.
Their manager, Ancelotti, says that, well, they are still in Christmas holiday.
Yes, well, maybe they haven't really gotten over the Christmas holiday, and that was why they were. But it wasn't for the lack of trying. I think they had like 14 shots on goal, even though it was just 4 on target.
The goal were not coming.
Yeah, I think it was just 4 on target. Modric hit the post and all that. So it wasn't for the lack of trying. I think just Getafe had the rub of the green yesterday, and they were able to make it.
Just have to appreciate the fact that Getafe made statement winning against Real Madrid, the table topper. Well, that doesn't stop Real Madrid from still topping the table anyway. Looking at the fact that they are topping the table, if you can score, look at the way it stands in La Liga right now. Real Madrid are still there. Despite that loss, they are still topping. Sevilla are second. The big boys are beginning to mix. I'm so happy for Barcelona. They are beginning to stylishly find their way.
Find their way, yes. They're starting to find their way, but not at the pace that Barcelona fans will actually want them to, you know. We're not really used to seeing Barcelona struggle. But unfortunately, a lot of Barcelona fans are going through that this season, seeing Barcelona struggle, seeing them suffer in games, winning by the odd goal if they can, losing matches here and there, and not playing like the Barcelona that everybody actually wants. So for the sake of Barcelona fans, we hope Xavi gets it right. Maybe this season could be a learning curve for him, and then he can bounce back next season. But I really don't see them mounting a title challenge this season. You know, it's really not realistic. I don't think that can happen.
Seriously, well, Barcelona fans out there, hopefully Barcelona will get it right. The absence of Lionel Messi is having a toll on that team. They've so over-relied on Lionel Messi. And really, aside that, financial crisis, aside another crisis, the players too, changing of managers almost every week in, week out, really affected Barcelona. And now, hopefully, let's see what Xavi will do if he can get his experience as a former footballer of that team into play for them to get their acts together. Well, good one for Getafe. They are the hero of the week because of shocking Real Madrid winning that particular encounter. Now, let's look at the fixtures for today in the La Liga Santander. Some matches will be played also in the La Liga. Then we have to look at Villarreal against Levante, Osasuna against Athletic Bilbao, while Cadiz will be facing Sevilla. Those are the matches for today.
Villarreal Levante is it's a close one. You understand? But judging by the forms of the two teams, you know, they actually have like similar forms. It's neither here nor there. But you do expect Villarreal to make a game of it, playing at home and having the kind of players that they do have. I think I will give that one to Villarreal by virtue of the caliber of players they have, and of course they're playing at home. Home support can actually do that for you, no matter how close a game gets.
At the Estadio de la Ceramica, that's the place to be. Villarreal against the team that a lot of people would they be able to win against them? Well, let's hope that Samuel Chukwueze's team will do well in this encounter. They are looking at all the matches that will be happening live in La Liga Santander. Well, to let you also know that French Coupe de France will be coming up. PSG will also be playing today against Valence over there in France. Just a match that will be coming up in French Coupe de France. Now, a particular player in Chelsea is having little problem. Lukaku.
Yes,
Romelu Lukaku saying the news coming out that he could leave Chelsea, although they said they will have a heart-to-heart talk between himself and Thomas Tuchel today to see what they can achieve together as a team. He was dropped against Liverpool.
He wasn't even on the bench.
So that shows that
there's friction there. You know, he wasn't even on the bench. You know, when your player comes out and tells the world that he's not happy where he is, and he's not happy how he's being played, and he wishes that he was in another club, there'll be a problem somewhere. You know, his head is not in the right place. You know, so I think it's something that they really need to resolve. If truly his head is not there, he can't play for Chelsea, then they might decide to cash in on him maybe in January, because now the transfer window is actually open, so they can sell him. Or if anybody wants him, they can take it. They can sell him in the summer. But if a player does not want to stay, you can't force that player to stay. You can't make him stay.
Looking at the information that came out via BBC reported it that quickly he might want to link up with Antonio Conte as a reunion in Tottenham.
Yes, that's a possibility that's actually been bandied about. You know, the thing is, not many clubs have the financial muscle to buy players like Lukaku now and pay their wages as well. Tottenham being one of those clubs that has that financial muscle, he could be able to make the switch to Tottenham. That's why it's been seen as a potential destination for him. There was people talking about Barcelona at one point, but we all know the kind of situation Barcelona is in right now, and they might not want to take up that option. Inter definitely will not be able to take him back, you know, because they have their own financial troubles as well. That was why they sold him in the first place. So he's trapped between a rock and a hard place, you understand? If Chelsea cannot offload him, he will have to stay in Chelsea, and that means he will not play, most likely, because of the rift that's now created between him and Thomas Tuchel.
Maybe if they settle it today, after having the heart-to-heart meeting, who knows, maybe the meeting could, okay, let us spark up friendship, let's spark up leadership, so I have to follow my Oga here. You understand that kind of mentality?
Yes. If they do sit down and they have a powwow and they come to an agreement, maybe he might be able to come back and then play for Chelsea for the remainder of the season and for maybe next season as well.
But I actually wish Lukaku will be able to get his act together and play. I think number one, he needs to watch what he says to the press. You know, one word can be termed so different things. You need to watch what he says. He needs to be very careful. No matter how unhappy you are, you can go to your coach.
Exactly. You can speak to the manager.
Off camera.
You can speak to the manager. look, Gaffer, you're playing me like this. I don't like this. Maybe we can try something like this, or any other thing. If you're having problems with the city, or
you're missing your family,
exactly.
or there's something. Because I remember one of this interview we had. He mentioned that maybe possibly he could. When they said it's not even on the lineup, he said it's not the first time he has been unlisted. Even though it happened at Inter Milan, they joke over it with the coach and everybody, and possibly it could still happen with Inter. So it sends a signal to a lot of people that are you going back to Inter Milan?
Exactly.
By saying it could still happen with Inter Milan.
Exactly.
So if you have problem,
he kept on saying it. I mean, like, he kept on saying it that if Inter had offered him a new contract, he would not have come to Chelsea. And if Inter come calling, he will definitely go back. That he loves the city of Milan. His family loves the city of Milan. And that Inter has not, it has been the best club he has ever played in. He has had his best time there. And all these things. While you're playing for someone else, I mean, even if that's how you feel, I don't think it's the kind of thing you can keep it to yourself. It's not something that you come out to the press and start saying things like that. So when a player actually comes and starts saying things like that, definitely there's a problem somewhere that needs to be fixed, and the manager needs to come in. It's not just dropping him to the bench and whatnot. You spent a lot of money to bring this guy here. You're paying him a colossal amount of money every week as wages. So you need to figure it out. If he's not going to play, sell him.
If he's not going to play, you can't sell him. Coming from him, maybe he should be the gaffer now. So that's it on 360 Sport for this hour. We want to appreciate you for staying glued to watch 360 Sport on Trust TV. Do not forget to follow us on our social media platform. It's been with Ibrahim, Yusuf Ibrahim Mohammed. How many names do you have? 4 or 5?
It's all me. It's all me.
Good one, Dad. Yeah. Yes, I am Adeni Ajishafe. Sport is business and also fitness. Thanks for watching.